The skies over New York City cracked with thunder, not the kind born of weather, but of something older, something primal. It was the kind of thunder that announced the arrival of a being whose very presence distorted the natural order. Black Adam, the ancient champion of the gods of Kandak, had arrived not for conquest, not for revenge, but for judgment. Long had he watched the world from his distant kingdom, contemptuous of the chaos inflicted by so-called heroes who played God without consequence. But now, something new had caught his attention, a growing instability in the cosmic threads of magic. At its center, a strange vibrational frequency emanating from deep beneath the Baxter Building. It had started with seismic anomalies, underground tremors that weren't tectonic in origin. Something beneath Manhattan was pulsing, a mix of gamma radiation and ancient cosmic residue that should not exist in the same space. Dr. Fate warned Black Adam that if left unchecked, this anomaly could fracture the magical equilibrium of the Earth. And so, the Black Marvel set off to investigate. Meanwhile, Benjamin Grimm, the ever-lovable, ever-irritable thing, was knee-deep in fixing one of Reed Richards' latest projects, a strange containment chamber designed to analyze multidimensional energy signatures, had recently gone haywire, absorbing traces of mystical energy from a prior battle involving the Scarlet Witch. Unbeknownst to Ben, the magical energy had fused with residual gamma traces in the building, creating an unstable magical nexus that pulsed in tune with Ben's own biofrequency. Johnny Storm suggested calling Strange, or maybe even Thor, but Reed was away. Sue was off-world, and Ben was never one to run from a challenge. He was the muscle of the Fantastic Four for a reason. He might not have a magic hammer or cast spells, but when things got out of hand, he handled them the old-fashioned way, with his fists. And then the storm came. Black Adam descended like a thunderclap from the heavens, his voice booming across the skyline. This nexus must be severed. Whatever lies beneath this structure threatens the stability of all arcane realms. I will destroy it, along with anyone who stands in my way. Ben cracked his knuckles, stepping forward without a hint of hesitation.
Hey.
Lightning bolt, maybe try knocking before threatening to tear down our home. You got a problem with this building, you got a problem with me. Adam's eyes glowed like burning suns. Stand aside, mortal. You are a warrior, I can see it. But this is not your fight. Ben raised his rocky fists, planting his stance like the immovable object he was. If it's in my house and you're threatening people under my roof, then it is my fight. A slow smirk curled on Adam's face, not one of mockery, but of recognition. Very well, creature. Then let your strength be judged by the will of the gods. Before a punch was thrown, the sky turned crimson. The magical energies within the Baxter building reacted violently to Black Adam's proximity. The building groaned, walls trembling as if reality itself was being warped. The containment chamber exploded in a flare of green and gold light, bathing the rooftop in shimmering, chaotic energy. Ben was the first to react, shielding nearby civilians from the fallout, while Adam floated high above, unfazed. The ancient champion stared at Ben, this time not as a nuisance, but as an obstacle the gods themselves had placed before him. Adam spoke a word that split the clouds. Shazam! A bolt of divine lightning struck him, recharging his power to its fullest. The thing, growling under his breath, responded in kind. It's clobbering time. But before the battle could begin, the city fell into magical lockdown. Runes appeared in the sky, projections from Dr. Fate's protective wards. The magical and cosmic anomaly now spiraled around both combatants, trapping them in a pocket dimension where their clash wouldn't tear New York apart. Civilians could no longer see them. Only thunder roared in the skies, echoing the wrath to come. This battle was no longer just about a broken machine. It was about two unstoppable forces, one molded by ancient gods, the other shaped by cosmic radiation and iron will. One sought to destroy a threat he didn't understand. The other stood in its way to protect everything he loved. And so fate had drawn its lines, a being born of lightning and vengeance, and a man turned monster with a heart of stone. locked in a dimension between realms, where only power, will, and destiny mattered. The gods were watching. The cosmos held its breath, and the battle was only beginning. The distorted pocket dimension trembled beneath the tension of two mighty forces. All around, violet skies split open with jagged bolts of electricity, and broken celestial fragments floated like islands in a void of chaos. The thing stood grounded, fists clenched and body cracked from earlier strikes. Across from him, Black Adam hovered effortlessly, cloaked in arcs of divine lightning and regal disdain. "You still stand," Adam said, voice like thunder. "Commendable, but foolish." Ben spat a glob of dust from his mouth. Yeah. I've heard it before from gods, monsters, and cosmic clowns. Bring it, Sparky." Adam's brow twitched. "Very well." He vanished in a blink of golden light. Wham! Before the thing could blink, Adam appeared behind him and delivered a devastating strike to his back, sending him tumbling through several floating rock spires. Ben landed hard, disoriented, but pulled himself back up with a growl. The ground rumbled as he charged. His fists moved like pistons, wild but powerful. Black Adam dodged each swing with ease, his speed a blur to the eye. With every missed punch, Adam countered, striking pressure points with precision honed over millennia. Ben finally caught him with a sweeping left hook that sent the anti-hero spiraling. "Gotcha, lightning boy." But Adam's smirk never faded. "Do you think that was enough?" Before Ben could react, Adam said the word, "Shazam!" A massive divine bolt crashed down from the storm clouds overhead, not just recharging Adam, but momentarily blinding the thing with pure magical energy. The explosion left a molten crater where Ben stood, the shockwave flinging debris across the realm. The thing rose from the crater slowly, burnt, cracked, breathing heavily. "You hit like a nuke," he grunted. "But I'm still—" Adam was already in front of him. A blur of black and gold struck, Ben with an uppercut that shattered part of his rocky jaw. "You are durable," Adam said, grabbing Ben mid-air by the throat. "But durability is not strength. It is not speed, and it is not victory." With one hand, Adam hurled the thing into a wall of floating obsidian. Ben crashed hard. When he stumbled back out, his movements were slower, sluggish. His body, normally impervious to most blows, was finally showing signs of collapse. Still, he fought. With a cry, Ben launched himself at Adam one last time. Fists raised, courage unwavering, Adam caught the punch in one hand. Then, with his other, he placed his palm against Ben's chest and whispered, "Mercy is for mortals." Bam! A divine lightning surge erupted point blank from Adam's hand, engulfing Ben in radiant magical fury. It tore through the rocky armor, searing through the cracks. The entire battlefield shook as the thing was launched backward like a comet, crashing into the dimensional ground so hard the realm itself began to destabilize. Smoke rose. Ben didn't move. The god stood above him, breath steady, cloak fluttering. Dr. Fate's voice echoed into the void as he arrived, golden helm glowing. "It's over. The dimension cannot hold. We must return." Black Adam looked down at the thing, unconscious but alive. A small measure of respect flickered in his ancient eyes. "He fought well," Adam admitted. "But this was never a battle he could win." A golden portal opened, returning them to the rooftop of the Baxter building. Adam descended first, still crackling with latent energy. Ben's limp body followed, floating gently under Fate's magic. As medics from the Fantastic Four rushed in, Adam turned skyward. Let them come, he thought. Heroes, gods, or monsters. None could challenge the power of the lightning-born king.